Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing a film that's going to be available today as of October 23rd on video on demand and digitally. And this film is The Haunting of Mary Celeste. Now, this film is inspired by the true story of the Mary Celeste, which still today remains as one of the sea's greatest unsolved mysteries. And like even to add, like it gives you like the Bermuda Triangle story feels about ships that enter into the triangle that never return. Except this was actually a little bit more unique because the vessel and all the family belongings are all there untouched, but the family's missing. But nonetheless, it's supernatural horror film. I have some revisions to that in regards to that being categorized as the genre here because I'll take it for what it is. Like anytime I see a film that says the haunting of something, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be really, really scary. And this film really wasn't the really conventional style of scary. Quite frankly, the lead played by, the lead Rachel, who's played by Emily Swallow, who's just been in everything, Mandalorian, Supernatural, just to name a few. Who is like a concerned researcher who sets her team to sea to kind of prove that the disappearance of the family and this ship was actually because of supernatural causes. But like with that being said, like Rachel, her journey and the things that kind of happen, yes, supernatural and creepy, but I wouldn't say scary. What I will say is scary is just the mindset of what Rachel endures. You can tell as the story progresses that like the more and more you tap into her mind, her will, her just her inspiration, all that, you can just tell that it comes from a place of scare, of worry, and of being scared and all that stuff. So like I feel like it ain't really the search for the vessel that is truly the horror journey here. I think it's actually going into her mind and untapping things within her mind that truly reveals like the horror nature to everything. So like that's kind of where I'm at with it. But I'll be honest, like this movie, I didn't love it, I didn't hate it, and quite frankly, it was really well done. It was done by a father-son duo, which is also another cool story within its own. But I feel like this movie was something that would have been on regular TV, not by production, not by quality, just because of how the story was being told. It's like I want more before this and I want more after this. Like I felt like this was a good hour-long episode of a bigger series in regards to what this movie did for me. Like again, watching it, it just felt like it felt like an episode within something. And sure, just you can tell a good story, you can tell a good movie within the episode, but for me as a fan of watching this, I feel like I would have wanted more after, more before. Would have loved to like grow more to these characters, because there's other characters in the film that you don't really get much to nothing with them, to be honest. But yeah, because of it's being more of a journey and an adventure, it's one of those type of things where it's like, well, I would like to get more of it. It's not a long movie at all. It's a very easy watch. And again, as far as the production of the quality, doesn't feel indie at all. The acting is done really well. Richard Roundtree, I believe the last time I seen him in Shaft, I loved his performance. Again, Emily is just the star as the lead in this film, and you would expect her really to commend the lead role here and really bring everything together. But as far as with the other people, I would have wanted to have more. There's definitely a few other names in this film that I've seen in other projects that I know have like untapped potential. And every time you see somebody, whether it's coming from TV going into a movie, you're like, well, this is the opportunity to kind of see the depth of their acting. And sometimes, the script doesn't allow that, and that's okay. But I'm saying for what this story presents to you is fine, but it feels like an episode within a bigger series. So with that being said, a couple of things I would suggest to viewers here. Number one, the concept of anything that's dealing with a true story. If you're a historian or archivist or any of that sort, then this, this does spike your curiosity because you want to kind of see if this movie, tells or retells something that and you want to kind of collaborate your own thoughts with it. And also, it's obviously the depiction of what's happening. Like that's one of the best parts of film, is that sometimes you read these things, but actually seeing a motion picture of it, you're like, okay, this is kind of cool seeing this kind of come to life. If you're looking for, again, another performance by Emily, then this is easily something you want to turn into it for it. But I will say that you can't go into this with high expectations, because again, this felt like just a really good episode within the series. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It didn't do a lot for me besides spike my interest as to I would like to have more. Quite frankly, I'll go just a step further. I would like to have more from the producing team here, from the father-son duo. It seems like they have good dynamic with each other. They have a style, an aesthetic, I'll say as well too. And I would love to, to see what they are able to produce coming in the future. But anyway, again, The Haunting of Mary Celeste. This film is available today. Again, this is not one that I truly would want to go way out the way for. But however, if within, no other conflict in deciding on which one to watch, definitely check it out. Absolutely check it out. I just wouldn't go in with high expectations. And I hate to really say this, but like, it is kind of a ploy when something is the haunting of, because that's, historically anything with the haunting of have just been super, super like scary and creepy movies. And this one isn't really that. This one does have some creepy factors, but I say it's more of a mental thing going into this one. It's not more of a jump scare and all that other stuff. And yes, there is some things in there, but like, I wouldn't say that it follows that traditional suit, which is why I want to see more from the producers, because I feel like they're driving their own they're driving their own aesthetic and touch to things, and that's cool. So, but yes, definitely let me know in the comments if you check it out, if you have plans on checking it out. Check out the trailer as well too. I think that's a good way to start. And as always, come back in the comments, let me know what you think. Thank you for watching this review, folks, and catch you later.